there to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television. Welcome to a new week and welcome to the news. I'm Magistrates right away. A court judgment has finally ruled in favor of the victims of the Dikolo land saga here in Douala. After several families were left stranded following the demolition of their houses, they took the issue to court and now can regain their land. The villagers are asking to be compensated for psychological trauma and other losses. And now out of the country, we'll be taking you to neighboring Nigeria, where Ahmed Bola Tinubu has been sworn in as a new president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was in a ceremony which was massively attended in Abuja, Nigeria. That was today. Viewers, those are our major stories. Stay with us for details and more. Welcome back, viewers. We begin with this very interesting news element in education. The Baccalaureate 2022-2023 session, the examination of the French subsystem of education, has commenced in Cameroon. That was today, Monday, May 29, 2023, at the Government High School, Equinoxe here in Douala Accommodation Center. The exam started hitch-free, with candidates expressing satisfaction after their very first papers. They also hope the rest of the examination be friendly, like the literature and philosophy, which were written today. Innocent Aze was at that examination center. He now tells us more in the report which comes up next.
The nation of the French subsystem of education unfolded in a serene atmosphere as Government High School Equinoxe, with the 674 candidates starting with literature and philosophy.
En série A4, on a lancé les peu de littérature. En série C, on a lancé les peu de philosophie. Et en série D, on a lancé les peu de littérature également. Tout est calme, tout le monde, tous ceux qui doivent être là sont en place.
After the first papers, some of the candidates began expressing hope to succeed by confirming all what they studied appeared.
L'épreuve de philosophie, et elle était très abordable.
The first paper was awesome. I tried immensely to apply what we were taught in class. I wish all the papers come easy like this one. I commit all in the hands of God.
Je remets tout dans les mains du Seigneur.
La première épreuve s'est quand même bien passé.
It started well. I am proud of myself because I know I will pass this one.
Quand même franchi la première étape. Nous avons commencé par l'épreuve de littérature ce matin. Oui, l'épreuve était abordable. Nous restons confiants. J'espère que ça promet, ça promet.
If the candidates could come out of the examination room smiling, then this is the result of intense preparation.
Aux candidats du lycée d'Equinoxe, je leur souhaite bonne chance, je leur ai déjà dit, et on les a suffisamment armés pour cela.
According to the chief of center, the candidates of Government High School Equinoxe have been well armed with advices, series of test examinations.
Donc nous les avons boostés, ils ont reçu des conseils de leurs enseignants, de l'équipe administrative que moi-même je coordonne, et ils savent exactement ce qu'on attend d'eux.
As they continue writing the examination, examiners reminded them to maintain calm and nurse confidence at all levels of the back exam.
On les a demandé de penser à autre chose, de se détendre, de dire qu'ils sont les meilleurs, que ce n'est rien par rapport à ce qu'on les donne en classe, à l'école, c'est plus facile, donc ils ne se mettent pas le stress là.
Examiners on day one did not report any absentee, but assured the baccalaureate examination goes on hitch-free at the government's bilingual high school Equinoxe Accommodation Center.
And now just to mention that the General Certificate of Education of the Anglophone subsystem of education will begin tomorrow across the national territory. And now we'll talk something else. Victims of the Dikolo land saga, we told in the headlines, are demanding that they be compensated for the physical and emotional trauma inflicted on them by those who illegally seized their lands, after the judge ruled in favor by giving them back access to their lands. They say they equally need their houses to be rebuilt at Dikolo. Immaculate Fogwe is a lady on that beat.
After several months of fighting for their land, which they claim rightly belongs to them, light is beginning to appear at the end of the tunnel. The Dikolo Gate, also known as Dikolo Scandal, inflicted a lot of pain on victims whose houses were forcefully demolished in the month of May 2022. Nearly 1,000 families were thrown to the streets due to the demolition exercise. Contesting the expropriation of their land for private rather than public interest, these victims decided to take the case to court. After several court hearings, the judge decided to cancel the administrative decision that ordered the destruction of the Dikolo site. This decision comes as a sad relief for us victims who were thrown to the streets despite having land titles. This is proof that land really belongs to us. Despite being given back their lands, these victims say they need to be compensated for the physical and psychological trauma inflicted on them. These people forcefully chased us out of our houses, which we have been living in for several years. While we were manifesting against the demolition exercise, victims were beaten. Despite being given back our lands, we think houses need to be constructed on the side by the government. The said land was to be used for the construction of a 5-star hotel belonging to some private individuals. The population are demanding that justice be served.
And now some disgruntled Christians of the Presbyterian Church Brasa who were loggerheads with their pastor Reverend Philip Nkongo because of mismanagement of church funds have reportedly reconciled. The reconciliation service took place during the celebration of Pentecost Sunday, which took place yesterday under the supervision of the East Mongo South Presbytery Secretary Reverend Ebol Jones. At Ntikinimiki, still talking about church issues, the lone evangelical church that is in the area now has a pastor. Reverend Chufak Nicole Marceline Eprus Chwadeb becomes the first pastor of the church after several years. Smart Njikange broadcasts us more.
October 30th, 2022, a bitter tussle between the Christians of PC Basa in Douala and their pastor Deep Philip Nkongo will lead to the pastor being molested and thrown to the ground. The matter, which started like a little problem, will later see some Christians locked up at the Logbaba police station in sympathy for their members locked up. The Christians of PC Basa will sit in front of the police station demanding for their release. The case that many thought won't go further will later be taken to the court of Ndokoti. During several hearings, the case was adjourned until the hierarchy of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon pulled up the case from the court. As Christians celebrated Pentecost Sunday, it was a reconciliation day at Presbyterian Church Basa, with some of the breakaway members apologizing for their wrong, which has caused the low turnout during church service over the past 8 months.
Everybody put in some efforts for this matter to completely be put to an end. Finally, it has ended, and those of us who were out of the church are back in church and ready to build PC Basa to where it was before the crisis. I'm calling for everybody, those of us who stepped out of the church because of the crisis, to come back. That the problem has been solved. We now need to come back and put our hands together and build our church. Why not take it even to higher heights than it was?
During the service that was officiated by the East Mungo Presbytery Secretary, Reverend Ebo Jones Ayok, the representative of the moderator of the PCC, encouraged the other members to come back to church.
We regret what happened in the past and the extent to which it went. So today it's a new beginning where we extend an olive branch, a hand of forgiveness, and to ensure that the ugly incidents of the past is not repeated. And then we move forward with faith and hope. There is strife everywhere. The church preaches unity, the church preaches love, the church preaches reconciliation, and that was a message that Jesus Christ brought. We will keep on praying for the country, praying for PC Basa, and we hope that the church will regain its full capacity within the constituents of the PCC and East Mongo South Presbytery.
A common meal ended the special church service at PC Basa this Sunday. After church service, at Ntikinemeki in the Bam and Nubu division of the Central region of Cameroon, the Evangelical Church of Cameroon now has a pastor to coordinate the activities of the church. Reverend Shufak Nicole Maxeline Epus Schwadep takes over the parish after several years that the church has been without a shepherd.
And now to the northwest region, inhabitants of Awing in the Mesam division have called on the government to ensure make better or improve upon the living conditions of the local population by providing good roads and potable water. They were speaking during a tour of the Northwest Governor at door of Lady Lafrique to assess the level of grading of some roads in that area. Details with our Northwest-based correspondent, Stella.
In Awing, one of the villages that make up Santa Subdivision and Mesam Division, the go-slow in business has been attributed to the poor state of roads within and without the community. Business owners complain of their goods spending up to 7 days, covering a distance of less than 30 kilometers, especially in the rainy season.
When I buy my goods, when I buy goods, them like Douala for inside big so it can't end up for my clothes. Then they use something like Equinoxe for transport and bring them. Due to the nature of the road, that big method they need to come for here. And they hope it come for here. Sometimes it's like you feel like sometimes it's because it mostly treat now with something within like cement. Sometimes it's will stay like a week where you don't get cement.
Awing is noted for its agricultural and livestock potentials as well as the touristic lake Awing, but the lack of potable water is making life miserable for the locals.
We still facing some challenges in our community, like inadequate water due to climate change. Our taps are not more flowing. Our animals do not have water to drink. The cattle around the lake do not have water to drink since the lake is enclosed, and some quarters like Aka and others do not have motor route.
On the Northwest Governor's inspection tour of works ongoing on the 41.7 kilometer stretch from Mile 11 Santa to Galim through Awing and Bamenyam, the first phase was rated at 85% completion. The governor also promised the community that issues of water scarcity will be sorted out by the end of phase 3 of the project.
We are taking water to supply the population of Bamenyam. Water is also taken here to supply the population in our center and the peripheries. I'm appealing on the contractor, some of them are still working, to work hard to start the end the work fast, so that during the next rainy season, we will no more have problem of shortage of water supply in the city of Bamenyam.
According to the founder of Awing, Fonfozo II, speaking during the inspection mission, a proper road through Awing will not only link the northwest to the west region, but will also ease the transportation of agricultural products, thereby contributing and reducing food insecurity.
And now we take you to Nigeria, viewers. Nigeria now has a new president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in today in the capital, Abuja. Babila Jonathan reports on that ceremony and also tells us that Cameroon's President Paul Biya was represented at President Tinubu's swearing-in ceremony by Prime Minister and Head of Government Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute.
Ahmed Tinubu takes over the helm of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the 16th president of Africa's largest democracy. Accompanied by his wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, he moves to the podium to take the oath of service at Eagle Square in the capital Abuja Monday.
As President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties and perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability, and faithfully, in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law.
In the presence of national and international dignitaries, including Liberia's President George Weah and President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger, he promises to put the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians first and above his personal interests.
I will not allow my personal interest to influence my official conduct or my official decisions, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, help me God.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima have taken over from two-term President Muhammadu Buhari amid high rate of inflation, record debt levels, and increasing cases of kidnap for ransom. With a promise to renew hope, Tinubu won February's election contested by his closest rivals, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, on grounds that the results were manipulated. But outgone President Muhammadu Buhari, who did not run in the election after 8 years in power, said the results were credible and the vote was fair and transparent. Nigerians are now expecting swift actions from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to address the economic and security challenges affecting the country.
Still in foreign news, in Senegal, Senegalese police abruptly ended opposition leader Ousmane Sonko's march across the country that was on Sunday by arresting him in the south and taking him back to Dakar. And in Chad, bishops draw up a severe indictment against killings and different challenges going on in the country due to the political crisis. Mala Glory on our foreign page roundup.
Senegal opposition leader Ousmane Sonko, locked in a standoff with country's authorities for more than 2 years, has been declared unreachable by party members. Sonko, who has a significant youth following him, is currently facing a rape trial which could result in his ineligibility to run for presidency in the coming general elections. Sonko set off from his southern hometown for Dakar on Friday to attend the trial, which he was slammed as politically motivated. His convoy drew crowds of young and enthusiastic supporters, resulting in clashes between youths and security forces in which one man was killed. His party said that it will react to any attack on his physical integrity, his imprisonment or house arrest. And over to Chad, in a lengthy statement issued Sunday at the end of a 4-day meeting, the Bishops' Conference urged leaders to change and work seriously to ensure that constitutional referendum in preparation is transparent. Regarding the constitutional referendum in preparation, the bishops say they fear the manipulation of conscience as during the inclusive and sovereign national dialogue, and then nepotism, corruption, and all forms of inclusion. They therefore invite the faithful to break their silence and work with courage so that the future referendum takes place in transparency and justice to guarantee a true and lasting peace.
And that's foreign page roundup by Malagari brings us to the end of this edition of the news. Thank you, viewers, for always being faithful. But don't go away. You know, as usual, our programs continue in about 30 minutes or 35 minutes. Equinoxe with Serge Alongutu and Julien Beth Bissai will be here for the news in the French language. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television, and bye-bye for now.
Actu Santé.
Le cœur, vous voyez-vous, c'est un petit organe qui est creux, qui est logé dans la poitrine, notamment du côté gauche.
C'est votre magazine d'éducation et de sensibilisation.
Le mot grossesse tardive a évolué avec le temps. Il y a environ